Hi guys, I know it's been a long time since I've posted on this channel or posted at all. I am finding out just how, or just why, people with CFS or ME/CFS and fibromyalgia and like really any kind of chronic illness don't commit to documenting the entire thing, at least on any kind of regular basis, because it's very difficult and it is kind of counterintuitive to the healing process. So I have, as you saw in my last video, I think I labeled it The Crash Begins. It's kind of been quite difficult since then. I have been sick multiple times. I actually just recently got over pneumonia, which I don't know if I've ever had before. And so I've just realized that not keeping myself into the confines of posting every single week and recording every single day is okay. So that is why you guys have not seen me for a little while. Now, I will come on here every once in a while and give updates where I feel led to do so. That is also something that I'm really leaning into, is when I feel led to actually post is when I'm posting. And I just talked to my friend, who you guys will meet eventually on this channel as well, and just asked her, what she thought about, me continuing the YouTube journey. And she said, do it when it feels right and when you have the motivation to do it. And I think that that is such great advice. Granted, the YouTube algorithm is going to strongly disagree with that, but realistically, I'm not doing this channel for the YouTube algorithm. I am more of a hobby YouTuber. I very much enjoy capturing the beauty. I very much enjoy creating the video, choosing the right music, having the interaction with you guys. That is what I really enjoy about this process, sharing the beauty of God's creation, the beauty of the garden, how something so small can go in the ground and become something so massive like a sunflower or an okra, or even something so small can just be breathtakingly beautiful. And so I'm refocusing on that, and I'm gonna let go of the pressure to post all the time. And I know that when I started this journey, especially the My Health journey aspect of it, I said I was going to do my best to capture every single day, even if it was just a small little portion of the day. But it's too much. It's too much to commit myself to. And so I will give updates where and when I can, but that's what I am going to recommit myself to, is posting when I feel led, when I feel motivated to do so, and when I have something to share, and allowing all of the pressure to just kind of dissipate as much as I possibly can. So I've really been, I think I'm a little bit better. So the crashes kind of come and go based on what I'm doing. I've made a lot of progress. I really have, and I have to recognize that in myself. Hiking up this mountain and it's really steep, but it's really pretty. I have the wrong footwear on, but it's all I brought. Okay. Woo! No, I'm gonna fall down. So if I die, from the rattlesnakes, whatever else wants to kill me, oh well. Okay, look. Wow, the camera does not do it justice. Maybe if I do it okay. Back to climbing. I made it. Barely. And a lot of it has been emotional growth and spiritual growth and stuff like that. But even in my physical body, I've been resting a lot more and taking more time to listen to my body and listen to my intuition, listen to my instincts saying, hey, you need to sit down for a minute. It's okay if that project does not get done today. It's time for you to sit down. Or you're not capable of doing this today. You need to say no. Or maybe you don't actually want to do this today. You need to say no. So I'm really working on being okay in that space. And I've grown so much in that space, and it's such a beautiful thing to witness. With that, with the slowing down process, I think I've mentioned it in a video before with my journey to health, is that weight is coming back on. And that is a huge challenge for me. But the funny thing is I don't see it in other people. So I don't go around and look at people and see their weight. I just see people. But with myself, I see the weight. And so it's very interesting. It's such an interesting thing to be dealing with, because oftentimes when I talk about it, like I just talked to my friend about it, and now I want to tell her, hey, listen, like I don't see you as being big, small, large, wide, tall, like whatever it is. I don't see that at all. Like it's something that I don't even really notice in people, but I definitely notice it in myself. And it has been a journey for me personally. And so one that I am continuing to work on. And she was just like, no, you don't need to worry about that. You're, beautiful. And she's like, I didn't even notice. And so where I just so appreciated that honesty from her. And one of the reasons that I absolutely love her is that she is one of those people who is a safe place to tell me the hard things, but comes from a truly loving place and a genuine place. And she's just trying to help me. And so, Courtney, if you're watching this, thank you. And I love you. So that is something that I am definitely struggling with. That is a journey that I am on, especially being on a public platform. Some people do notice those things, and that is a challenge, and it's definitely an insecurity of mine. But at the same time, I'm feeling led to put it out there and say, hey, like, bodies fluctuate, and especially ill bodies fluctuate. I'm trying to find a way to heal my body, and if that is putting on some weight so my body can then figure out what it needs in order to find its actual homeostasis and its healthy homeostasis, then that has to be okay. I cannot continue being sick because I have this idea of what my physical form should look like. And I don't even know exactly what the physical form should look like. Every single person is so different and so biologically and genetically different that it's so unfortunate that we compare each other to each other. That's probably the wrong wording. Compare ourselves to each other, I think is the right term. Because even my sister, so my biological sister, born of the same mother and father, is a couple years older than me, looks so different than I do. She is like a head shorter than I am. She has beautiful, curly, like huge hair. Her facial structure is different. Her body structure is different. Just, we are so, like, if you were to put us in a crowd and say which two of these people are siblings, you probably would not choose my sister and I as the siblings. Granted, if you were to put us next to each other and look at similarities, you'd probably be able to pick them out. But just recognizing how different every single human form is, and learning to embrace that and realize that I don't need to compare myself to anybody, and that my husband loves me for just exactly how I am, and the people who care and matter don't care about how large or small I am, and some don't even notice, which I so appreciate. And so I'm really trying to lean into that. And even here on this public platform, whoever sees it is going to have their own opinions, and that's okay. I need to just allow it to be just that, and realize and recognize that it has nothing to do with me, and more to do with them or you. So that's something that I'm dealing with now. It is coming into the gardening season, which I am so excited about. I have had some setbacks in the garden, which you guys will see, but I'm also using it as an opportunity to even grow in that space, and realize that just because I had this vision for this season, that vision may not come to full fruition. That is okay. And just moving and shifting and realizing that that's okay. Maybe I can take the focus that I would have done on the arbor garden and place it somewhere else is just as beautiful. I can make so many spaces. I have so much property that I have so much opportunity in my growing space. And so you guys are going to see more of that this season. I'm working on developing our front yard into more of a permaculture food forest, cottage garden mashup, which I'm so excited about. You may even hear some power tools outside right now. That's a beautiful pergola going up that is going to be kind of a central point within well, central is not fair because it's not like in the middle, but that's going to be a central hangout space that's going to be surrounded by the cottage permaculture food forest type mashup. So I'm really excited about that. And then Courtney and I are going to be greatly focusing on the log garden, which is my in-ground garden for food production this year. So I'm really proud of the work that I've been doing to move past the disappointment that was my arbor garden not being what I envisioned it to be this year. I'm currently working on a video about the progress in the arbor garden. My garden beds were breaking down and we have to rebuild those garden beds. So we are going to do the tin roofing wood garden beds that I absolutely love the look of. I just think that they are so beautiful, and they have that rustic charm, but they're also structured and just beautiful. I love the way that they look. It will also help me garden with less pain, hopefully. So we're bringing them up pretty high so I don't really have to bend over a whole lot, but not making them so high that I'm gonna have to have a step stool in order to harvest a tomato. So we're trying to find that right height, and we're trying to work through the logistics of how to build them because there are so many different ways to build those beds. And so we're trying to use materials that we had already had and that were given to us. Turns out we don't have enough materials. And so with what I'm trying to do there, it's going to take a lot of material and soil, as well as a lot of material in like wood mostly, because we just got the roofing material, the metal to go on the sides. So we're going to be a lot longer in that process than previously planned, but that is okay because we are doing it the best way we can that we know how to do, with what we have, and so that it is a longevity project as well. We want to do it right the first time and have it be able to live out a pretty long life, and not just kind of throw a whole bunch of stuff together. Also, that is a little bit of a low-lying area. I was dealing with some squishiness in the middle of the garden, and so my husband thought, hey, why don't we bring up the soil level just a little bit to aid in that squishiness. So we're doing quite a bit of work in that space and didn't really realize how long it was going to take. So I'm going to shift my perspective as well as my energy from that space, kind of let it be, let it rest for the season, and then shift to other spaces that are ready for me to pour my energy into. Granted, we are still going to be building in this arbor garden space when we can and when we have the energy and the materials in order to do so. But this year is not going to be the typical arbor garden that we've grown to love, but it's going to be incredible. It's going to be completely transformed when we actually finish it. So I'm very excited about that. This video, guys, was just a bit of an update, kind of all the things, where I've been, and the fact that it is coming into garden season. So come along for the journey. So excited. And just this garden season will be the first garden season that I'm going into it having a diagnosis of what's going on with my health. And so I have to do it a little bit differently. I have to be respectful of myself. I have to be respectful of what I'm going through and realize and recognize that if I don't, I will potentially harm myself much, much more. And I don't want to do that. I really want to heal and be in a place where I can not have to worry as much about my energy bank and the pain that I'm going through, and that is the goal. So thank you guys so much for watching, and there will be more to come, more beautiful things. I'll see you next time.